straight from the underground. Living my life underneath the ground. 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 I'm blowing up like you thought I would.
Hey everybody, I'm Randy Silvas.
And I'm Tony Mollick.
Welcome back to the Underground. When we last left you on night 2, we were right in the middle of round 2.
The 9 newcomers on the bottom of the list have managed to reduce the number of undefeated cars from 5 to 2.
And those 2 cars, GRX and Ghost Vengeance, have not even had their second race of the night yet.
Just to remind everybody, on night 2, the points went up. So now it's 3 points to cross start, 3 points to cross finish, 7 points for a win, a total of 13 possible points per round, and of course 0 for disqualification.
So, let's jump right back into it.
Up first, Frankenberry versus Opal.
Two. Yep.
Was Frankenberry sleeping or did Opal jump the light?
Nope, that's a clean start. Frankenberry just couldn't cover the Opal.
That gives Opal his second win of the night and Frankenberry his second loss.
Rolling up to the starting line, we have the newcomer called Grimace versus the Gray Ghost.
Ready.
Ghost got off the line to the immediate lead. And from camera 3, it looked like Grimace was having a hard time keeping contact with the road.
The street is the great equalizer. And Gray Ghost gets his first win of the night and Grimace his first loss.
Up next, 2 Moton cars who can't seem to keep their rear ends attached to the cars.
Don't we have a rule about cars having to be in one piece?
Yeah, we do, in the street division, but not in the EPM.
Salsa Verde gets to jump by at least 2 cars. And holds Ghost Vengeance off for the win.
I did not see this coming. 1 Moton car hands a loss to the undefeated teammate, leaving GRX as the only undefeated car in the competition.
Every person who races GRX from here out is going to have a whole lot of weight on their shoulders.
Somebody has got to hand that banana yellow abomination a loss.
Up next, someone's going to get a chance to be the guy. Mark Randos and his undefeated GRX versus Randy and his Ford GT. Go get him, buddy.
Yep.
Well, I guess I just wasn't meant to be that guy.
It didn't help that it looked like you were waiting on a different color light besides white.
I have no idea. The light came on and my thumb said nope. And the GRX remains undefeated.
Up next, McMullet versus Gizmo.
Rolling.
Was Gizmo that fast or was McMullet that slow?
Little column A, little column B, but Gizmo was on a mission. He just kept putting distance on the Camaro all the way to the finish line.
Giving Gizmo his first win of the night and McMullet his second loss.
Our next race is 724 teammates. The 1970 429 Boss Mustang called Mach 1 versus the 1964 Chevy 2 called Orange Crush.
Camera 3. Yep.
Mach 1 got the jump, but Orange Crush immediately passes him. And this time Orange Crush managed to handle the road, but the Mach 1 can't keep all 4 tires on the ground.
Giving Orange Crush his second win and the Mach 1 his first loss.
Up next, in the left lane, we have the 66 Fairlane called Black and Blue versus the Cooper called Mini Me.
Drivers.
Yep.
Ready?
And Black and Blue dies on the starting line, giving Mini Me the free pass and 13 points.
Get ready for a shock, folks. Jangalang has made it to the starting line. Against all odds, that car is getting ready to race.
For those of you who haven't seen part 1 of tonight's race, Jangalang was in a catastrophic crash.
And if you didn't see it, here's what you missed.
Brian had to have had another body in the trailer because that could not be the same car.
Well, Jangalang is getting ready to race Blue Bayou.
Jangalang steals the hit and has the lead at camera 2.
Jangalang almost come up out of the slot again, and Blue Bayou does come up out of the slot and loses power in the home stretch.
Giving Jangalang his first win of the night and Blue Bayou his second loss.
And that brings us to the final round of night 2. Round 3, race 1. The Hairy Olds versus the Opal.
Rolling. Camera 3. Yep.
Harry has a great pass and the Opal spins a gear.
The Opal ends his evening with a disappointing pass and doesn't even make it to the finish line.
Giving Harry Olds the first hat trick of the night and Opal 3 points on his first loss of the evening.
Our next 2 cars will be the Unknown versus Black and Blue.
Camera 1.
Yep.
Camera 2.
Oh no, the Unknown spins off the line, grabs asphalt, and shoots out of the slot, suffering the same fate as Shooting Star and runs off the bridge.
Giving Blue Bayou the easy win and 13 points. And the Unknown will have a few weeks to fix his car before night 3.
Up next, 2 newcomers, Mach 1 versus Jack the Undefeated Killer, Tyrant.
Now the question is he supposed to be doing?
Makes your tires smell like that.
Yep.
They both spun a little off the line. The Tyrant gathered it up first and gaps the Mustang by 2 cars.
Giving Tyrant the hat trick for the night and the Mach 1 gets 1 win and 2 losses.
Up next, what should be the Battle of the Titans. The OG Batmobile is going to attempt to knock the undefeated GRX off his throne. Now that's a drag race.
GRX hunkers down and gets out of the hole just before the Batmobile. Both cars gathered up immediately and come past camera 3 at full throttle.
But the GRX managed to squeeze out a 1-car lead by the finish. keeping the GRX perfect, and the OG Batmobile gets his only loss of the evening.
Well, that puts a damper on the comeback I had planned for that Corvette, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It didn't do shit on night 1.
Rolling to the start, Salsa Verde versus the Gray Ghost.
Drivers, right.
Gray Ghost is a little slow coming off the line, and Salsa Verde just disappeared into the distance.
Giving Salsa Verde the hat trick for the evening. And Gray Ghost goes 1 for 3 on night 2.
Up next, the full-size Pontiac versus the full-size Ford. Large Marge versus Black and Blue.
That Fairlane looks like a toy next to that Pontiac.
Yep.
One of the fastest starts of the night. Marge gets off to the early lead, and that lead only increases the whole way to the finish line.
Giving Large Marge 2 wins and a loss, and Black and Blue gets the abominable triple sixes.
Next up, Frankenberry versus GT. Not exactly the fastest start, but GT gets out first. And here comes Frankenberry trying to come around on the big end.
But GT hangs on and takes the win by half a car.
Giving Frankenberry the abominable triple sixes and the GT 2 and 1 for the evening.
Rolling up to the starting line, Gale's Bet versus the Killer Nova.
Rolling.
Drivers,
Gale's Vet got off the line fast, which is a good thing, because that Killer Nova shot across the center line, DQing himself, giving Killer Nova 0 points for the 3rd round.
And Gale's Bet 2 wins and a loss for the evening.
Up next, Scooter versus Grimace. That newcomer Grimace looks perfect, but Scooter looks like it's been through a war.
yep.
And that grizzled veteran in the left lane takes Grimace to school.
You can see from camera 2, Scooter was pulling so hard that the bumps in the street became a mini minefield, tossing that Chevy 2 all around its lane.
But Mark bulldogs that Chevy across the finish line for Scooter's 2nd win of the evening.
And Grimace finishes his night with 1 win and 2 losses.
Up next, 2 4-1-2 teammates, Mini-Me versus McMullen.
One,
Rolling.
2, rolling.
Looked like Mini-Me had an electrical problem at the starting line. Cooper hesitated.
The Cooper hesitated and the Camaro evacuated, letting McMullen finish on a high note with 13, and Mini-Me's inconsistencies continue, giving it 2 losses and a win for the evening.
Up next, Pinky versus Ghost Vengeance.
Rolling. Drivers, yep.
Pinky cuts perfect late and steals the hit from Ghost Vengeance.
Here comes Ghost Vengeance on the big end, and he snatches victory from the jaws of defeat in the last 50 feet of the race.
Allowing Ghost Vengeance to save face with 2 out of 3, and Pinky did everything they could do to avoid it, but ended with a dreaded 666.
Which brings us to Raven versus the Mach 5.
Camera 2, rolling. Camera 3. Gotcha. Yep.
Raven got off to a quick start, but didn't stand a chance against Mach 5.
Giving the Mach 5 the hat trick for the night, and Raven gets a respectable 2 for 3.
Rounding 3rd and headed for home, two cars that have been absolutely snake bitten tonight. 412 teammates Fireball and Son of Troublemaker.
That's a heck of a drag race right there.
Fireball was leading at camera 2.
And gaps that big old dragster at the finish line.
Giving Fireball 1 win and 2 losses, and Troublemaker's problems continued.
And here's another drag racing miracle. The Shooting Star manages to drag his carcass to the starting line to take on Gizmo.
And Gizmo makes his best pass of the night, while Shooting Star safely makes an A to B pass.
Ellie smiled as she looked at her granddad told the tale.
And Gizmo takes it by a freight train, allowing Gizmo to finish strong with 2 wins in a row.
And allowing Shooting Star to finish with a 6 after that hard 3 he had to take in round 2.
Up next, Pee-wee versus Marrow. Rolling. Pee-wee hesitated, allowing Marrow to finish strong with 2 wins in a row. And Pee-wee ends the night with the abominable 666.
Up next, Nacho Camaro versus Chameleon.
2 pretty cars.
They left together, but Chameleon started to separate at camera 2. And holds off the Nacho Camaro for the win by half a car.
Giving Nacho a disappointing 1 win and 2 losses. He started out the evening undefeated.
And now on to our last race of night 2.
We have Orange Crush versus Jangalang. And I predict we're going to finish the night out with a drag race.
Rolling. Camera 2. Roll. Camera 2. Yeah.
Orange Crush takes the lead. And beat Jangalang by 2 cars.
Giving Orange Crush the much improved triple 13s for the night. And Jangalang finishes 1 for 3.
And here are your total scores for the night in yellow, and the total scores from night 1 are in purple.
And here you have the totals from night 1 and night 2. The totals from night 1 are in purple. Totals from night 2 are in orange.
And here are your totals for the first 2 nights of the 2025 Underground.
All cars that raced on the first night are in blue.
And all of our newcomer scores are in orange.
And now get ready, because here's your new order.
GRX stays at number 1 undefeated. Orange Crush manages to bite and kick his way to the second place with 57 points. Salsa Verde makes it to number 3 with 56. Ghost Vengeance sits at number 4 with 53. Mach 5 manages to get all the way to number 5 with 52 points.
Scooter manages to hold down the number 6 spot with 49. Harry Old sits at number 7 with 47. Gray Ghost and Nacho Camaro are tied at 8th place with 46 points. And the surprise of the night, Gizmo sits at number 10 with 45 points. And only 15 points separates number 10 from number 1. And on night 3, points go up again.
If GRX drops just 1 race during night 3, this is still anybody's ball game.
Of all of our newcomers, Tyrant made it all the way from last place to the number 18 spot.
Raven and Marrow are tied at 23, and that's not too bad for getting on a moving freight train.
And next time on SLOTRODS Underground, we'll begin the final night of competition for the 2025 Underground Points Chase.
So until next time, I'm Tony Mollett.
And I'm Randy Silvas.
You've been watching a production of SLOTRODS.
Now that's a drag race.